What's up, guys? Now in this video tutorial we are keeping to model the other objects in my scene, okay? And one thing that I'd like to do is I didn't color corrected my background, so I'm going here to my background, and I don't need to do this with luminous amount because it does not take in count my RGB, only black and white or light and darker, okay? So I don't need to worry about it, and I will color correct my luminous color, and I need to stay with 0 and 100, and then divide this one here by 2.2, and I will get a proper result, okay? And let me see here, my luminous amount needs to be also, if I'm color correcting, I need to stay with 0 and 100%, okay? Now let's just see this diffuse color here. Okay, they are all color corrected, so I'm going to save this little guy in here, and I will start a new. I'm go to my item and start a new scene, and I will model a TV, and I know that I won't have anyone measuring if my TV is alright or not, so I'm just going to shift click on my cube, and I will have one cube here, 1 meter by 1 meter and 1 meter high, okay? And I'm just going to press R for scale, and I will make it very thin, just like I would like to be my television, and I will make it wide. And again, I'm just using my eyeball here. I'm eyeballing. I'm not very worried about measures here, because as I said, no one is gonna check that, okay? So you just need to be wide and thinner, just like this. And now I'm going to hit bevel here, click and insert just a little bit, and also like this bottom edge here, and move it up. And again, I'm not worried about modeling something that really exists, okay? I'm just doing something here. I'm going to pull that out, then I'm going to bevel it again, insert. That's a very thin television, isn't it? I think that's LED. I don't know. Okay, and I think I'm going to make something more here. I will click and insert again, and I will press R for scale, and I will scale that right here, and then move it back one more time, and I will move this one here back, and that's my TV. I will just do one more bevel just to stay with a very flat plane here, because my shading was a little bit strange. And this little guy here on the center will be my my television screen. Okay, the other parts will be just a black piano black, something very shine. And I won't put a glass in front of it because my TV don't have that. Okay, and so to do this screen here, I don't have to have a UV map of everything. I just need this polygon here, so I will click it and invert my selection. You can invert your selection by pressing this little guy in here. I think it's open bracket, but in my case I'm using a Brazilian keyboard, so in my case it's something I don't know how to call that in English. And once I've inverted my selection, I will hide everything, then go to my UV layer, and I'm going to list and bring it down, go to my UV maps, and I will say that I will make a new UV map, and I will say that it's TV screen. Okay, and then click unwrap tool and click it, then go to orient pieces and make it auto. Okay, then I'm going to fit UVs, and I will let keep proportion turned off, and I'll press OK. It will fill everything on my first I don't know how to say that in English, quadrante. That's how we say in Portuguese, where my image will be filled. So what I see, it will be shown here in this little guy here. You will understand when I'm done here. Then I will unhide everything. Okay, I'll just rename that to TV, and I'll go back to my model here, and I will go to my right view, then go to a cylinder, and I will draw something like this in here, and I don't need to be precise again, just a simple cylinder. And where is my, okay, here you are. I don't need all those segments, so I'm going to just lower that to 1. That's what I need. And those will be my buttons. I don't even think that this will be shown, so I just press spacebar to drop the tool. Then alpha scale, I will scale that just a little bit more and insert that. Then go to my edge mode, double click this edge and bevel it just to give it a little edge, and it does not need to be subdivided, so that's fine for me. I'm just going to Ctrl C, Ctrl V to paste and move it down, then Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and I'll move it down again, and alpha scale and make something different, and Ctrl C, Ctrl V, move it down, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, move it down, Ctrl C, Ctrl V again, move it down, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, move it down, and alpha scale again, and I'll Okay, those are my buttons, and what's there for? I don't know. It's only buttons. And I will make my logo here, but just by typing something, and it will be LG, very little, and I'll choose Arial black. I don't know if this is the correct for this logo, but I don't care. It will be very little, no one will see, and I will click it, and I will just resize it. Okay, that's it. Spacebar to drop my tool, and I will select it, and then go to Shift X, right click, and pull it over. Then I will select this front thing here, front polygon. Then I will press Alt and convert to edges, bevel, and I will bevel it just a little bit, and I will make sure that I don't have any strange things happening, just like here, as you can see. So I will need to go back a little bit here, and I'll make round level of 2, and I need to check all those corners, and if it is something strange, just go back a little bit until you don't see any problems. Okay, that's fine. I'll press spacebar to drop the tool, and then select all those 2 polygons again, press B for bevel, and right click and spacebar to drop the tool. This way I'm going to get a nice edge and no strange shading here. So I'll double click these little guys, go to my front view, and move them back down and center it, and go to my right view, and I'll move it okay, perspective, and there is my LG something. And I'm going to select this little guy here, Control C to copy it, and I will go to a new mesh layer and Control V to paste. Then R for scale, and I'll scale that down. Okay, then go to bevel, and I will bevel it out. Then let me see here, just going to select those 2 edges, and I will go to, I'd like to make one edge on the center. Then I'm going to mesh edit, use the slice tool, and I will let me turn on my snapping here, and not the slice, edge slice tool, and I'd like to use split on the middle here, and I don't know why this is not an option here, but there's no problem. I can just type here 50%, and then go to this word here and type 50%, and it's on the middle, and I don't really know. Okay, I don't know why this option is not available. So I'm going to select this little guy in here and press W for move, and I will move it down, and I will select everything and move it up. Then select all the edges except for those top edges, perspective. Then I'm going to bevel it, Okay, let me select all those edges and I will move it up. Then I'm going to hide my TV here and select this little guy. Control C, Control V to paste, and I will shrink that down. And I don't know why I'm doing this way. No, I'm not going to do this. Okay, I'm going to select everything, then go to basics and thicken, right click, and then using the blue handle here, I'll give it some thickness. Then I'll select this inner part here, shift. I'll select all those polygons and then shift up arrow until I get this inner part here selected. Then I'm going to Control C, Control V to paste, then press R, and I'll go to Action Center Selection, and I will change here the center mode to top, and I will shrink that down. Oops, I need to do something different here. Once I have this select, I will copy it, Control C. Then I need to create a new mesh layer and Control V to paste so my vertices are not connected. Then I'm going to center the Action Center to selection and top here, R for scale, and I will scale that down. Okay, so all those top edges are aligned, and I'm going to oh my god, what has happened here? Okay, it was flipped, but now it's fine. Okay, I'm looking from inside here. I will double click this little guy in here and press P, and let me see. Okay, now I'm going to give it some materials, and this little guy here will be called TV light, and I'll make it doesn't matter the color, but I will let some color here. I'll put some color here just to see the material. I don't need that, so I'm going to TV light here, properties, and I'll zero out. Okay, this will be the TV light. Once I've done this, I can cut, Control X, and then paste on this layer. Okay, then I'll select this little guy here. I'll give it a material, and it will be TV glass, and again zero diffuse, no specular, and press OK. Then I'm going to my TV, select everything here I have here, Control X, and go to my TV and Control V to paste. Then I will select this little guy on the center, and I will press M, and I will call that TV I don't know, screen, TV screen, and it doesn't have to have any diffuse as well, and I'll press, but I will let 100% diffuse here, just because I'd like to show you how the UV map is done. Then I'm going to hide it, and I will hide those guys as well. Then I'll select all those little things, double click, press M, and it will be TV metals, and no diffuse color as well. Then I will hide it, select everything else, and I will call it TV case, I don't know, and it will have 100% diffuse color. Okay, then I'm going to render. Let me turn on this TV here, and I will press U to unhide everything, and I'm going to pick up here a background just for the reflection, and I will start by editing some things here. My TV screen, I will go to add layer, and I will add an image map, load image, and the image you can go into Google and search for full screen, go to image, and you will have a lot of images full screen, and you can even type movie or TV or anything you want and pick up something you want to put in there. And I think I will go with Smarties. No, I won't use that because its size is not full screen. Okay, let me go back in here. Come on, Google. Batman. No, I won't use Batman. What about this little guy in here? I don't know him. Avatar. Okay, sorry about that, guys. I'm going to choose an image here and I will come back. So I decided to use this image here, and I'm just going to duplicate it and set it to luminous. As you can see here, my image is covering everything on this square here, so it's exactly what it's showing up on my TV screen. Then I'm going to set the first one of luminous amount, and the second one will be luminous color, and the second one I will gamma corrected divided by 2.2 luminous color. And am I using here 2.2 gamma? Yes, I am. Okay, then I'm going to my material here and set the diffuse amount to 0. Okay, if you want to, after color correcting your image and it's not like you want, you can always tune your image, and I think that's better. It was too dark and now it's I kind of like it. Okay, so I'm on luminous amount and I'm increasing the low volume here. Okay, then I'm going to this material here and I will just add a reflection amount about 10, and I will check conserve energy. I think 15, 0. I will put 5 and 15, and I will blur reflection, and I will set a reflection, a clear coat amount of 15. even more, 20, 30. Okay, I think 30 it's okay. And as you can see here, I'm getting a real nice reflection. Okay, now I'm going to those little buttons here, and I will set the reflection amount 100%, and I'll blur reflection and turn down the roughness to something about 10. And as you can see here, I've got a nice little edge in there. Okay, and my buttons, they are fine as well. I think so. And the last thing, I will select the TV glass and I'll make it 1080 reflection. Material transparent, I will set it to 100. And TV light, I'm just going to turn off the diffuse amount. No specular. On material trans, I'm going to luminous intensity and I will set it to 3 and change the color to a blue. Let me see here what is happening to, oh my god, let me go back here to 0. It doesn't matter, I'm not going to mess with that. 0. And oh, and my glass here, I need to reflective index 1.52. Now it's fine. On my light here, I'm going to set the luminous amount to 3 and the color of blue. Nice blue. And I think I can make it bigger. It's too small. And I'm going to polygon, select all those, Shift H to hide everything. Select this little guy and press R, and my action center should be selected on selection and center mode on top, and I will scale that up, not too much, then unhide everything and go back to my, okay, now it's fine. I think it's pretty much realistic. I think I'm really happy with my TV here, so I can go now to my TV and put that on my English tutorial and press OK, and there you have it. Go to my items here, select it, W for move, and I can turn off my action center here. Let me go to my top view and I'll place it on my wall. And let me go to advanced OpenGL, shade options, inactive mesh wireframe. And actually I'm going to my perspective because, and I will set the shading options here to flat shaded, and I'll move it down, almost touching the wall. Okay, and the size, it's okay. If it wasn't, I would just scale that down or up. I think that's okay, or I can make it bigger. I'm rich and I'm gonna buy a real nice TV for my room. I don't even have space to watch this on this room, but I bought. Okay, so let's just check on my render tab here how this TV will show up on my scene. As you can see here, it's very nice. Okay, very nice. Now I'm going to save that and close the other scene, or I can share that on Luxology or save as a preset, but it's so easy to model. I took 31 minutes because I'm explaining and doing a lot of things here, but if I would do this, it wouldn't take nothing. It don't takes nothing to do. So I'm just going to close in, and I won't save it. Okay, so now I'm going to model that chair. Let me show you. Okay, that chair, and I'm going to start a new scene here, and it's very easy, and I've shared that chair on Luxology. You can download it if you want to, and it's very easy. I'm just going to start by making one sphere. Okay, and I'm going to rotate it just a little bit. Then I'm going to select those little guys in here in polygon mode, then shift up arrow until I get half sphere selected, and I will delete it. Then press R for scale, and I will scale that down on the y-axis. Okay, then I'm going to turn symmetry on X. I don't need to do that just right now. I will turn off my symmetry, and I will turn on that the X, and I will select 2 polygons on the side, and I don't know if I will select those 2, maybe 3, and I will delete it, press tab, and let me see here. I'm going to grab this edge in here and move it up, then select this and this vert and move it up as well, and move it back. Now move that edge back as well, just to try to maintain the circular or the spherical shape. Nothing very precise, and as you can see here, it's a little different because I've used a lot more subdivisions, but it does not to be exactly the same. Now I'll turn off my symmetry and then go to thicken tool, and I'll thicken that. Okay, once I've done that, I'm going to select this loop here, press R, and I'll go to selection, and I'll go to center, go to center mode and go to center, and I'll just 0 on the Z, spacebar to drop the tool, asks to take off the action center. Then I'm going to select 2 and Alt C, and the count will be 2, and the mode symmetry, and I'll put a support edge in there and another one in here and another one. Now I probably could make this with symmetry mode on. I'll press tab to see how it looks like in here, and I'll select all those inner polygons, and I will bevel those, and I'll make sure group polygon is active, click, and just insert just a little bit to get this little edge, and spacebar to drop the tool, and I'm just fine with that. You can press tab or use shift tab to Pixar's mode. I think it works better. You can even go ahead and make those quads just to help a little bit. Okay, that's fine. Now I'm going to a new mesh layer, and I will add another sphere. This time it will be a quad ball, and I'll make the subdivisions of 5. Let me see here, and I will apply that, and I think 5, it's just fine. And select polygons, and I will shrink that down to fit in there. Then I will rotate just a little bit. W for move. Let me see here, I will just scale that down. W, and I'll move it back. And now I'm going to snap in to background, and I'll make it vector, and I'll turn on W for move, and I'll move it down. Let me see here what is happening. Let me just turn that, and I'll move it down. Oh my god, that's not something very easy to make. Move it backward. Okay, I'm just oh my god, that's crazy. I will use these little guys in here, other than using this thing in here. It's a lot easier. And I'll move it back. Let me scale that down again, W for move, and I will move it down. Control Z to undo everything, and I will shrink that. Now I'm going to move it down with the snapping on background and vector and all that stuff. On Y, let's move that down. Let me go. Control Z, R for scale, and scale that. Okay, it's inside, and that's why all those strange things is happening. So I'm going to turn off my snapping here, and it's turned on still. Let me select none here, and now it should work. Background, snapping, W for move. Now move it down. Okay, now it's a little bit better. Let me select the T move here, and I'll move, oops, those little guys in here. Oh my god, it was so easy when I did that. I got a little bit lost. Let me deselect everything and clear my pipeline, and I will try it again. Quad ball, and I will add a lot more segments and apply that. And I'm going to polygons, scale that down. R for scale, E. Okay, let me see what will happen now. Snapping, and I'm sorry for that, guys. Background, Control Z. I just moved. Okay, it's working a little bit better now. Control Z, Control Z, Control Z. Let me. Okay, W for move. Now move it down. Move on the Z. Okay, it's a lot better. It's going on. Okay, now it's fine for now. I'll press spacebar to drop the tool, go to my snapping here and select none, and I'll turn off my snapping. Then I'm going to select those guys, shift up arrow, and select everything on top, and I will invert my selection again and press J, so those buttons, polygons can't be selected, can't be moved, and everything. So I'm going to select T, or I can use any kind of sculpt tools, but I really like to use those. Now just model that better shape. Okay. Let me deselect I think quad ball works perfect for this seat. Okay. Sometimes you will have this kind of thing happening. All you have to do is push that in. And the reason I'm not using constraint to background here, it's because I have got a lot of issues using the element move, the T tool, with this kind of make it very soft and organic shape, just like it would be. I think that's fine. And turn around here. That's fine. Let me go back to my sphere here, and I will select some polygons. Let me see here what I will select. I think those polygons are very good. Okay, Control C to copy, and I will make a new mesh layer. Control V to paste, and Shift Tab. I'll select everything, then I will thicken that. Thicken, right click, okay, just a little bit, and I will give some support edges on this side, and I will invert the selection, and I will bevel it in, and group polygons should be active. On tab is Shift Tab works better. Subd mode. Now I'm going to Shift Tab again, and I'll select that vert, and I'll bevel it. No, I won't do that. Let me see here what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to select those polygons and bevel them. Then I'm going to Control backspace to collapse them. I will select this vert, and I will bevel it. just to get this polygon in here, and let me move it down a little bit. Now I'm going to select here work plane and align work plane to selection, then go to my top view. Okay, top view works fine, and I will draw a cylinder on there, and it needs to be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 sides. So it will be 8 sides, and it needs to be, let me say here, 48 and 48. And what is that? No, that's not what I want. 48 millimeters. Okay, it's fine. I'm just going to select it and rotate it. Then I will bevel that once. Then select this polygon and delete it. I'm just going to select this little guy here and R for scale and scale that down. Reset my work plane and go to perspective mode. Then I'm going to select this edge and bridge. Then I will select the whole loop, so deselect those edges and bridge those together. Oh my god, that's so strange. No problem, I will. Oh my god. Let me select this little guy in here and just bevel, right click W for move, and I will move it down. Then press R for scale and I will zero out on the Y. Then I'm going to move it down. Let me press Shift Tab just to see how it looks in here, and it's fine, no problem. Let me check that with reflection mode, and it's okay. Shift Tab, or I'm changing it by pressing Ctrl and 2, and I'll go back to Advanced OpenGL. Press Shift Tab again, and then down here I'm just going to bevel, right click, and I will move it down and bring it up. Shift click down a little bit and I'll scale that up. Okay, shift click, move it down, shift click, move it inside, shift click and move inside again. And I don't care about this ending in here. I'm just going to add a loop slice with the count of 2 in here and here, very tight. Shift spacebar to drop the 2 and Shift Tab to take a good look in here. Now select those polygons loop and I'll move it up. Let me select those polygons as well and move them down just a little bit. Okay, I'll select everything, Control X, and I'll put everything in one mesh. Control V to paste, and I'll rename that to chair. I already have UV map for this little guy here. It's the only thing that needs UV map, or if you are going to use some maps to do some scratches or to add more realism, you will need to, whoops, what I've done here, I'll Control Z, Control Z again, Control Z again. I need to press I for this little guy here. Needs to be unlocked, some parts of it. Now I'm going to select everything, Control X, and put into one mesh layer, call it chair, Control V to paste. Then go to my UV map here, and I will select this little guy, and I will go to UV relax, and I'll click and drag. Okay. Then I'm going to select everything, and I will pack UVs, press OK, and select this guy in here and scale that up just to get more room. This not needs to be perfect. Then I'm going to my render tab in here again, select this little guy for reflections, and I need to create materials in here, so double click this part, M, and it will be chair metal, zero diffuse, and this part here, M, chair plastic, I don't know, 100 diffuse color, and the last one, M, chair see it. Okay, let's go to our shader tree, and this little guy down here will be conserve energy, and will be 80, 100, and I will blurry reflection and clear coat amount 100, and the roughness will be 10. Let me see here. Oh no, 10, no, 5, less than that, 3, 2, 1, 2. Okay, let me see here. I need to select this little guy here. I will press D one time, D another time, and oh, I've created a lot of segments that I don't need here. Loop, backspace, and a lot of segments running this way here, but I won't mess with that. With my render tab here. Okay, it's fine. Then go to this material here, 100% diffuse color, white, and I will conserve energy and give some reflections as well, 5 and 10. Now blur reflection, give clear coat amount. No, I only will decrease the roughness here, and it's done. There you have it, my material. And the last one is the seat, and I don't know what I will do here. Maybe go to my materials, fabric, cloth. Okay, this one, maybe it's good. And let's go to my diffuse color here. We'll turn off the anti-aliasing. Go to my UV. Where is my UV? Okay, it's texture. Alright. I won't use UV map, I will stay with solid. So no UV needed. It's too little, so I'm going to raise it to 200 or maybe 500. Now it's too big. Maybe 200. Okay, it's fine. Will be like this. And the reason that I've made this not just a plane above it, it's because if you want to add some transparency, oops, 100%, and give it some kind of, it's going to be okay if you do this. Okay, make some color. Okay, but I won't do this, so it will be just like this. And I think it's too tall. Let me select here some of those. Loop, backspace, W, and I'll move that up. Go to my render tab here. Now it's fine. Go to my model and grab my chair, put on my scene. There you have it. I will, what is happening here? Work plane, reset work plane. Crazy. I'll select this chair here and I will set the center bounding box to bottom and go to top view, perspective view, I can snap that to grid, but I won't do this. Right view. Just floating a little bit and we are done. Let me just rotate a little bit. now I think I will stop here. Sorry guys, we could do only this little chair here and my TV. I'll make a quick render. Okay, this is the render. I'm just going to, because we can't see clear those glasses, so I'm just going to select a render region in here and go to my materials, and I'm going just to change the color of those vases and select a very desaturated color to them, just like we've done with the chair. Maybe more clear, and I'm going to render it because my preview render is taking too long. Okay, now we can see the result here. It's a little bit better. Okay, really nice. I think I don't like them. Make it more. I'll tint just a little bit. Some very desaturated and white color. Okay, it's a little bit better. And let me see here. I don't like the bluish color that we are getting in some parts here, coming from our directional light, and I'm going to change that, and I'll make that very fast. And I don't really like polygons. Let me select everything here. This little guy here, I don't like the size of it. Action center, and I'll select element, and I'll try to click R for scale, and I'll click on the ceiling. I'll try to do that, but the ceiling is not part of my, so I'll click this edge and then shrink that down. Okay, let me go to my directional light here and go to my shaded tree, select the material. Let me see here, I'm going to use a black color. Just use the yellowish color coming from my light, and I'll crank up the intensity to 4. I don't know if it will be fine. Let me change the position of this chair. Action center, I'll reset it. R for scale, Control Z this way. It's just strange. I scale everything. But I will select polygons here. Now select everything. Oops. On there. W and move it down. Shift down arrow and move it down. front view. Let me go to my front view here. Perspective. Okay, so this is not my final render, so I won't worry too much about some things that are really driving me crazy. But let me select some things in here and that will include those little things, and this photometric light. I just move all those things a little bit to the right. Ctrl Z. I'll make a group of it. Now when I move it, action center automatic, it will move correct. Let me see here, I'll move it back. But I will select only this item, not this one, this item in here. And what I did, and I'll move it forward. Okay. Now I'm going to make the last render, and what is done is done, and other things I will change later. And the glass, no, not this glass, these vases here, vasos. Okay, let me render it. Okay, I will make some comments here that we are going to change in the next video. Don't worry about the bad quality of image that we are seeing, because when we crank up the quality and the resolution, a lot of those noisy things will disappear, but some things won't disappear, and one of them is this shadow here. Okay, I think that's really not realistic, because even if I have this light here coming down and projecting some shadows, I have a lot of light coming from those windows, and this shadow here is too dark for my taste, and it should not be here. And so I will have to do something about that. I don't know yet what to do, but I will have to do something about that, and we will need to color correct the texture of this little guy in here, because it's not. And I think that's it. Okay, and those glasses here, I will come them back to a pure white or a gray with no tone, and I think that's just it. And this light needs to be more not so strong, it should be toned down. Okay, and I think the rest is okay. We're going to model some things and I will set the final render, and you are going to see that to have a great image just like this one here, I think that's very nice image. We have to do some post work. Okay, you never get out from the render something very cool. You have to post work, and we are going to do this on Photoshop. Okay, and to finish this tutorial, need to model those little things. I'll try to be faster, and those little ones that are very easy to make, and the fur we are going to make as well, and we are done to make the final render. I will show some post work that I'm used to do with my images, and that's it, guys.